Sunday afternoon. We're talking about running from somebody today. Have you ever had to run from somebody in a way that you didn't like? You had to get away. You had to take a hike. You had to take flight. You had to get away. You had to do it maybe 1 or 2 days. Is it a success or what you messed up in a whole bunch of mess? Well, we're gonna talk about that today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752. And there isn't anywhere else in the world that I would rather be instead of being right here. So here it is, the 7th of April, and we're talking about the time or those times when you literally had to run from somebody. Now, there are a lot of reasons that somebody might have to run from somebody. I mean, we really just want to keep it 100. But there are plenty of people that would say that they would never run from anybody in any situation. You know, I grew up in a neighborhood like that. I grew up in a neighborhood where running from somebody was like the ultimate sin. Like, no matter what the fight is, no matter how many there are against you, you should stand in there and you fight. Basically, you just take your bumps and bruises. It'll be alright. You got nicked up, cut up, broken in the fight, but you lived to fight another day. Hopefully it went that way. It's no guarantee. Hey. But that's what we're talking about today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Those times when you had to run from somebody. Those times when you literally had to run from somebody. Are you a fugitive from justice? Are you being stalked? Yo, what's going on with us? I hate the domestic violence part of it, but there's no way we're going to be able to get around that because it's a real thing and it has happened to a lot of people. The crazy thing about it is, and crazy being the operative word here, the crazy part about it is, it's not always women who have to run from men in a relationship or because of a relationship setting. There are plenty of times when men have had to, yo, chick is crazy. She tried to blaze me, tried to light me up. She tried to take me out, yup. And I was scared. I was like, yo, I ain't prepared for this thing. What's going on right here? How y'all feeling, man? Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Thanks for coming on through, y'all. Yo, Care Bear, yo, glad to see you here. And Carol Chamberlain, me friend, me father, Aretha, Stacy White. Thanks for coming through. Today, not tonight. Yo, we got the thing tight. What's up, y'all? So today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we are talking about those times when you literally had to run from somebody. You know, in your life, you probably looked at your future like, I hope to never be on the run. Nobody wants to be on the run. But you can find yourself in certain circumstances and situations where you are literally on the run. Whether you are trying to escape justice from the law, or whether you have to get away from a person, or you could be a gangster and you got slipping in the wrong neighborhood. You got caught on the wrong set, and you better get yourself on up out of there before you become a mural in somebody's neighborhood. So that's how that's going on. That's how that's going on. Hey, Leuda Samson, what in the back room is going on here? What in the back room is going on here? Now, see, normally when somebody says what in the this and the that is going on here, I normally catch on. But you got me on that one. But we just talking about what we talking about over here. And today, we're going to be talking about those times when you literally had to run from somebody. That's how it's going down on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Stacy White says, I do not like bad energy. Yeah, well, if you are on a run from somebody, you definitely are dealing with bad energy. So I'm going to give a trigger warning on this. I'm going to give a trigger warning on this show because this conversation has the potential to wrangle people's emotions, and it has the potential to go left. So I'm going to try to keep this thing as straight centered as possible. And if possible, I'm actually going to try to keep it as light as possible. But I know that this is going to be a trigger warning for some people because some people might be on a run from somebody right now. You might be on the run from somebody, you might be on the run from something, but there may be times in your life where you had to escape. You had to escape. It could have been a bully in school. You know, they wanted more than just your lunch money, your milk money. They wanted to inflict violence or put their terrorist types of energy out there every day. You may have been with it some days. You may not have been with it on other days. I know one thing. I need y'all to hold on for just a second. Just a segundo. Just a second. Hold on. Just a second, y'all. My allergies are acting crazy. I don't know if y'all see me scratching my nose. My thing is itching all crazy. And I need to take care of this. Because if I'm going to get this show off successfully, I can't be all up on here hurting for certain. And you know how when certain medications are in a pack and you have to open it a certain kind of way, sometimes you be just trying to break it out. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Good. And everything is going to be all right. Yes, it will. All right. That'll take a couple of minutes to kick in, but I'll be good for the next 12 hours, maybe a little bit longer. Yo. So, like I said, this might be a trigger warning for some people because, you know, sometimes people land in bad situations. They land in bad scenarios and the trauma of having to run from somebody because of danger or sometimes irresponsibility, which is danger. Sometimes it can really, it has long lasting and lingering effects. So ahead of time, I want to apologize to some people if we start to tread into waters that you've been trying to swim away from for a while. But that's how that go. My brother Ansel Jones in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? Chef Wax said, Chef Wax produced and said, twisting of the loud. Nah. That was allergy medicine. That was allergy medicine. What's going on, Dipples D's? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. All right. And Southside Doug said, how much was the hoodie? I'm gonna tell you, man. You know how much this hoodie was? Yeah, I bought this hoodie at Foot Locker last year. I think like around Mother's Day. I think it was like Mother's Day because it was warm outside already. Yeah, I think it was Mother's Day weekend, and it was $19. It was $19, and this joint thick. You know what I mean? This got the good. This has the good fleece. This ain't no regular. You know what I mean? This is champion hoodie type of quality right here. This thing warm. Yeah, so $19. Nah, no expensive price over here. It was $19, not $20. Not $19.99. It was $19. I remember that shit. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what them talk. Matter of fact, was that last year or was it the year before? It was last year. It was last year, baby. All right. You said no way. Yes, way, sir. Wait, I'm on. This is swear to God type. Wait, wait. That's why I had to cop that shit. I was like, yo, I ain't even gonna be able to wear it, for the rest until next season. But I was like, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I said, yeah. But I appreciate that. And Ann, or Aane, Ann, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, but it says, even though the line that I had to run from someone was like a movie at the time, it's not a trigger warning for me. It was decades ago, and we have both healed since then. But that's what's up. I love success stories. I love success stories. Southside Doug said, right place at the right time. Absolutely, son. Because they was getting it was about to be summertime, so they was trying to liquidate all of that stuff. They had a lot of them too. It wasn't like this was the last one on the rack. I was like, damn it. But when I saw it, I was like, $19. I think I got that much. Give me that. Give me that. Give me. Give me. Ansel Jones says, I had to mentally run from their energy was toxic. All right. You know what? Maybe we should do the relationship thing like first and get that out of the way. Yes, many people have had to run from somebody in a relationship. The thing about it is, it hasn't always been a situation that people were running from that was the other person's violent fault. Plenty of people, and I'm going to say women in particular, plenty of women have come into contact with a man that didn't understand that they wanted to end the relationship, or maybe they were violent through the relationship and were very jealous and possessive, and maybe even strung out. When you add jealousy, possessiveness, and substance abuse, you get a cocktail of a crazy, crazy person. And the stories that I've heard of people stalking, one thing I've always wondered is, like, how do stalkers have jobs? Like, are they all independently wealthy or something like that? Like, how do you show up at people's jobs, show up at people's homes, show up at their events, show up at their dates and chase everybody away and alienate them? How does that happen? Some men have actually gone to jail because of this. Came home and did it again. Was still calling while they were behind bars. This thing is nightmarish. But they're not the only ones who have done it. Women are just as bad as stalkers as men, maybe even worse. See, a lot of women are more technologically inclined than men are. So, for years I've said, never trust a woman who has a lot of time on her hands and is internet savvy. She will. Yo, she home all day and she knows how to use the internet. She is computer savvy. Will ruin your life if you're online, and even if you're not, they can make things happen. So sorry, y'all. Ate a piece of pineapple earlier. Pineapple getting all stuck in teeth. But anyway, yeah. So you may have had to, get out of that harm's way, because stalking behavior doesn't normally lead to something amicable. It doesn't normally lead to, anything good. It normally leads to something even more dangerous, potentially fatal in some cases. The question is, does running from a stalker, does running from somebody like that, does it help the situation? Because these cats seem to find you everywhere you go. The longer you with a person, they're going to know the things that you have access to. Like they know where your grandmother lives. They know where your mom stay. They know where your peoples are down south and stuff like that because it wasn't always a bad situation. It may have gotten worse and worse as time went on. They may be suffering from mental illness that's starting to advance more and more. My brother, Native Man, thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming through, man, and thanks for everything that you do. So we have people who have had to run, like I mean, two sides of a coin. There have been plenty of women that have had to run from men because of the threat of violence, whether it was a man that was posing a danger to them or a man that was posing a danger to them and their children. Then you have some people, because we got to talk about the irresponsibility side of things too. I know women who have run from men to keep fathers from being able to interact with their children. So you want the money. You want the money from child support that a father is supposed to pay for his child, but you don't want that child to have any interaction with the father. So you may have run for that purpose. So you weren't running because of danger. You were running because of irresponsibility. You were running because of deception. And yes, I've known plenty of women who have done that. Have a baby, then run down south, run to the West Coast, run out Midwest. Right, now you're not seeing this child, but I already took you to court, so that money is coming right out of your check. No crazy shit like that. So what do y'all know? What do we know about these kinds of things? Running from irresponsibility, and when we talk about somebody running from their responsibilities, we could be talking about a whole lot of things, man. If you want to run from the cops, on a run from the law, on the run from the law. My bad. Yeah, that gets uglier and uglier, and it gets stickier and stickier. Let me make sure that we're where we supposed to be here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Get this thing together. Oh wait. Okay. Let's do that. Do that way. Okay. All right. We cool. We good. By the way, y'all can call into the show. The number to call is area code 319-527-6199. If you want to speak on the air live, your image won't be on the air, but your voice will be on the air. You can ask anything you want. We don't do censorship around here. You can say whatever you want to say. You can let it out any kind of way you want to let it out. You can be what you want, say what you want, look how you want, act the way you want. 319-527-6199. That's the number to call instead of 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all, instead of 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line instead of 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak, and then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number, and you can rock on it, do the damn, do the damn thing. Child support. I've known men who have been on the run, or they ran away from their responsibility of paying child support. Now, that could be for whatever reason, You could believe that the child isn't yours, but you went to court. You ain't get no DNA test. You know whether that baby is yours, and you only have to pay for it if it was yours. I know people have you thinking that If you sign the birth certificate, then you have to take responsibility for it. Anything in law can be undone. There's nothing concrete about the law. Y'all know. Y'all have seen and heard about criminals getting off of technicalities, coming down on appeal, witnesses' statements being recanted and things like that. So no, we're not doing that. Something is light as you wrongfully putting your signature on something on a document because you thought that something belonged to you that didn't. No, you can easily get out of that. Well, I ain't gonna say easily. You know, there's red tape, there's paperwork, but you can get it out of it. You can get out of it. You ain't gotta run. Now it's hard for me to understand a man that is so hell bent on not paying his child support that he goes on a run. And depending on what state you live in, you could actually be incarcerated for not paying your child support. You could go on a run, or you could be locked up for not paying your child support. Regardless of how you think about that, what you think about that, that's something that really exists. And many men have done it. It might have been your baby father. It may have been your brother. It may have been your father. It may have been anybody that you know. Your favorite cousin. Yeah, well, I gotta go down south. She's trying to rob me. She's so greedy. You know, she wants so much for this child support. So I hope you're not planning on having a driver's license, because they're gonna take that. They're gonna take that. Plus, they're gonna have a warrant out for your arrest. So just be ready. Anytime you get stopped in the car, it's gonna get real ugly over that little. You just ran a red light or did a roll stop at a stop sign, and they got nasty. So for your sake, do the speed limit. Ansel Jones says it's difficult for some men because of shame. Yeah, running from your woman. Yeah, it feels shameful, but sometimes it's necessary. Shoot, there are women out here that are just as dangerous as some men. Plenty. You know, like think like animals in the wild. A female lion is not as dangerous as a male lion. It's not as big. It's not as strong. It's not as agile. But you wouldn't want to get into a fight with a female lion with your human ass, regardless of your size, strength, and ability. You wouldn't want to do that. The chances of you winning that fight is really low. Ask an antelope or impala or a honey badger. A honey badger might actually do well because they just don't give a fuck. But you know, ask a warthog or wildebeest or a hyena. You don't want to mess around with no female lion. I'm good. Yo, tell Nala, call Nala off. We don't want no part of Nala. I'm running. And see, out in the wild, animals know to run. There's no pride in it. There's no shame. They're like, yo, I either run and survive or I become a meal. And you know, I watch a lot of nature videos. Animals don't even wait. They don't even kill the animals before they start eating them. Yo, imagine being eaten alive. Like, yo, you just bit my ass. It hurts. Could you at least, you know what I mean? Here, bite me on my neck. It'll take me out first. They like, nah, man, go ahead. You bleed out or whatever. I'm working on these thighs. Ow! Ow! Yeah. Out in the wild, there's no question about whether they should stay and fight or run. They understand when they are outmatched. They understand when the odds are stacked against them. They don't take gambles. Like, oh, man, I know I'm a zebra. I'm going to see if I can kick this lion. Like, no, I could probably kick the lion, but if he gets to my neck first, it's a wrap. Black and white stripes for dinner. Nope. I'm out of here. Yeah. Get on up out of there. Human beings, we want to be like, nah, man, I ain't gonna be running. I ain't running. I'm a man. I ain't running from no woman. Shoot. That woman has the potential to ruin your life, whether she does it through the legal system, whether she does it with the other resources that she has, because she might have a whole bunch of men, brothers, cousins, and whatever to help her. And they believe her story over yours. Your ass is grass. New mown grass, baby. Easy White says, when a high profile person takes a picture with your family, then he tried to talk to you as if your family member doesn't matter. Wow. A high profile person? Let me see. And she also says, I'm the type of person that will unfollow you and I will block you in a minute. Then I will warn my friends about you. Okay. And so Jones says, fight or flight. Yeah. Fight or flight. That seems to be more of a human thing. Out in the wild, they like, nah. We know who we can beat and who we can't beat. It's already been predetermined. I am an impala. I don't fight. So if I see a cheetah, if I see a leopard, if I see a lion, if I see a hyena, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. They eat meat. I eat plants. Speaking of, for all my nature-loving people out there, for all my National Geographic type people, I was wondering why lions don't seem to eat hyenas. I was like, hyenas must be nasty. They must taste nasty. Because lions just be killing them to be killing them. They be like, I ain't eating this nasty ass shit. And I found out why. Okay. Lions probably don't eat hyenas because hyenas eat meat. Lions really would rather eat animals that only graze on vegetation. They don't want to eat carnivores because carnivores, have the potential to have parasites and like their meat could be toxic. So it probably doesn't taste that good and it probably could make you sick. And I got to thinking about that shit like, So naturally, lions know what meat to eat and what meat not to eat. But human beings, almost makes you respect vegans a little bit more. Like maybe they do know something that we don't know. Let's get into it. Get involved. Nikisha Kumar, thanks for coming through. Man. CK56 South 6, thanks for coming back through. Appreciate it. Fight or flight if needed. Without a doubt. And my Russian peoples, I can't say your name because I can't read it. But thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. They talking too. And I got nothing. What up, Earl Sanders? But yeah. So yeah. My dad always taught me. One thing he always stressed, he said, Omar, a good run is better than a bad stand any day. He said, so you let your pride let you make you go in there and fight somebody that you know you can't beat. What are you doing? Well, like, who are you satisfying for that? Do you want your legacy to be, well, he stood up to him, he tried his best, but he got beat within inches of his life? Or would you rather say, yeah, I got away and I came back with some other people or some other firepower and I was able to, get him up out of there and eliminate the threat? An animal in the wild wouldn't even think about it. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Run up a tree or something like that. Like, oh shit, cheetahs and leopards are good at running up trees. Damn it. Well, maybe I need to go in a cave. I need to dig a hole. Anyway, let me do this intro because I didn't do it. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Today, on this Sunday, we are talking about those times when you had to run from somebody. Those times when you had to run. Adrenaline, baby. You know what I mean? You over there getting your Carl Lewis on. Yeah, I took it back. Carl Lewis was a great runner. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Thanks for coming on through. Shirley Cheryl says, glorious afternoon, Omar and everyone. Good looking. And Ansel Jones says, what makes a person want to go in the wild? It's certain parts of the city we don't go to unless we need to go. Well, that's a fact. That's a fact. But because of our autonomy, listen, man. Human beings always want to do things that they not supposed to do. We want to treat animals as if they're domestic, and we want to treat wild animals as if they're domesticated animals. We want to domesticate certain animals, and then when the shit goes left, when people get hurt, then we were like, oh well, it's only because nah, man. How about it's because it's not supposed to be there? How about because it's not supposed to be there? But there are times in our lives when we have to run, and sometimes those times may sneak up on us. Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Have you ever just been walking somewhere, like as a child maybe, and you felt the predatory nature of some adult that was trying to get you to do something that you wasn't supposed to do? I'm surprised I made it to adulthood. I was naive as shit. I've done things like thought that I knew somebody. They called me over to a car and I'm leaning in the window like, hey. And then I'm looking like, wait. They like, so what's going on? You hanging out tonight? I'm like, what the fuck? I'll never forget that shit. I remember I was like 12, 13 years old or something like that. And I remember this car pulled up. It was like a Trans Am. And I remember my brother had a Trans Am. And I'm like, oh, Victor. Because my brother's name is Victor. My brother Victor, he calling me over to the car. I go over to the car, like, hey, Vic. That's all like, hey, wait a minute. That ain't Victor. And he was like, hey, what's going on? Acting like he knew me. And I was like, nothing. I'm just coming back from downtown. He was like, oh, okay, well, you hanging out. I don't know. Thankfully and luckily, he didn't just pull me. Listen, when I was 13, I wasn't built like nothing. I probably would have had to show ID that I was 13 when I was 13, because I could have easily passed for like 10 or 11 or something like that. But anyway, and that at that time I didn't have to run, and my brain finally did start kicking in, and I backed away from the car like, yeah, everything good. He was like, well, listen, I'll come pick you up later on. I remember he said some shit like that. Like, I was like, yeah, I live around the corner on Hansberry Street. Hansberry Street was around the corner from where I lived at. But I had enough presence of mind to realize, like, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not down. No, I'm not hanging out. Like, he out there abducting cats. And I didn't have to run, but I did have to get away. So that, to me, that was a form of running. Many kids did not do that. They just come up missing on milk cartons and shit, or people putting up flyers around the way. Have you seen such and such? It's crazy. Times when you've had to run from somebody. Now, I'm not talking about, when you've had to run from a stray dog, or a dog that got out of the yard or something like that. We used to actually make a game out of that. I don't know about y'all. But around my way, there was no fun like running from a bad dog. That's how you tested your speed around the way. And back then, you run from a bad dog, you just jump on the roof of a car. That's how it was. Hopefully it wasn't a high-end vehicle. Late model. But yeah, times when you've had to run from someone. Men have had to run from women. Women have had to run from men. Kids have had to run from adults. Adults have had to run from the law. Plenty of times, and even this is for all my military personnel that's out there. There have been times when soldiers have had to run from the enemy. Plenty of times. Look, we can either lose this whole platoon, the whole thing, or we can retreat, regroup, come back with a better plan and a strategy, and have the potential to win. But right now, we need to evacuate this area. We're being overrun. We've already lost a bunch of us. Unless we want to lose all of us, we better get the fuck on up out of here. Get the fuck on. I know they learned that in Vietnam. America learned that in Vietnam. Like, these cats fight different. They different. I don't know if we can be able to win this war. They different. We in a foreign land. They coming from out of nowhere. Good looking out, CK56. South 6. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And Albert Grossman, thanks for coming by. And Anson Jones says telemarketers are the new stranger. Oh my God. Yo, y'all really feeling this study, huh? I appreciate that. Appreciate it. You're gonna make my head get big. You're gonna make my head get big. But no, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. But yeah, those times where you've literally had to run from somebody. Don't let your ego make you stand in an area and challenge somebody that you're outmatched by. What for? So hold on, let's talk about this whole I want to talk about whether running from someone solves the problem or does it make it just stretch out longer or maybe even create a bigger problem. Like in the example where a fugitive, where a criminal or potential criminal has gone on a run, trying to escape justice, trying to escape incarceration, trying to escape an arrest. When you run from being arrested, does that make the penalties harsher on you? Does it increase whatever sentences that may be imposed on you? Bigger fines, penalties? Let's take a look at it. If you let's say get arrested, processed, and charged with a crime, and you make bail, you pay your bail money, and then you decide I'm not coming to court. So you say, look, they can have that bail money, but I'm not going back to court. I ain't going back to jail. You know, I feel like I'm going to get railroaded, or I know I did what they say that I did, and I'm not trying to be locked up for that shit. Or parole violation, and you know, as soon as your PO catches up with you, as soon as the authorities catch up with you, you're going back upstate. Well, what happens? The thing is, if you run from the law to keep from being arrested, your bail is going to be set way higher. Or they may decide to revoke your bail because you're a flight risk. Bail is only used to ensure that you will come to court. That's all bail is. People who don't understand how the legal system works think bail is a way for you to get out of jail. And it is. But the reason that they impose bail is to make sure that you come back to court so you can stand trial. So they figure if you're not a flight risk, if there's no potential for you to not come to court, then they don't need to make your bail high. But if they know that you have access to planes, trains, automobiles, and you have resources outside of the country and things like that, then they'll probably either revoke your bail depending on what the charge is, because there's some charges where you have to give bail. Like, it's a misdemeanor. You have to give bail. You can't be like, oh yeah, he punched his brother in the face. It's not aggravated assault. It's a misdemeanor. You have to give bail. But if they don't think that you will come to court, then they will make the bail high enough for you to try to get that money back, because you're supposed to get your money back for the bail that you pay, but you only get back 70%. So let's say if your bail was $1,000, then you're only going to get back $700. But if you figure, once they find out about these other crimes that I've committed, then this bail is going to be a lot higher and I'm going to be in a lot more trouble. So I paid the $700 to get out of jail, but I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So this can make it worse on you. This can make it a lot worse for you when they finally do catch up with you, because then when they set the bail the next time, they're going to set it way higher than you can probably pay or want to pay. So running away from a situation doesn't always, well, a lot of times it just makes the situation a lot worse. It exacerbates the situation. So it's something that you need to take into consideration when you decide to go on a run, especially from the law. Not only that, if you are considered to be a highly armed and dangerous fugitive, going on a run could mean that it could signal the end of your life. Because when the authorities catch up to you and they think that you may go ahead and shoot your way out, fight your way out, harm your way out of a situation, then they have to approach you with extra caution and with extra weaponry and ammunition. Let's see here. Sure, as it says, running may help you if you're running for a reason, like running to find the evidence to clear your name. Yeah, only in the movies. That shit. That shit don't work in yo. It, it don't. When the law wants you, they want you. You're gonna have to work it out. Let your peoples go find that evidence. Let your lawyer and his private investigators and all of that, let them go look for the evidence. That's why so many people who don't have proper legal representation go to jail. Because like if you can't afford really good legal counsel, see, private investigators and all of that cost money. And it's going to come out of the money that you give to your lawyer. So, you think that in your mind, $5,000 or $10,000 for a lawyer should be enough to get you good legal defense. Well, you're only thinking about the lawyer himself as if he's doing all the work. He has paralegals he has to pay, an office full of people that he has to pay, and he also may need to hire a private investigator to try to investigate evidence that will help to exonerate you. How much do you think a private investigator is going to charge a lawyer? A lawyer that he knows can pay. See, all that stuff has to come out of whatever you retain your lawyer for. So a public defender does not have private investigators and all of that. They don't have all of that. So they work with mainly the evidence that the state has provided. So your ass is getting convicted, which may be one of the reasons why a lot of criminals decide to go on a run. If they know they can't afford effective legal counsel and they know that a public defender is not going to be able to defend them properly because he just doesn't have the time or the resources. A criminal might figure, well, I'm going on a run. I'm out of here. I'll take my chances. Y'all catch me when y'all catch me. Damn, Ansel taking it back. Says when the DC sniper was going on, everyone was on high. Oh, was going on. Everyone was on high alert. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. And I remember the conspiracy theories that were coming out around that time. That was crazy. That was crazy. Shirley Cheryl says, if you run and don't have any clue as to why you ran other than to get away, you'll be in bigger trouble when you get caught. Yeah. If you run away from the law, you need to know exactly where you're going and whether it's going to be a safe place for you to run. The more you keep involving other people, the worse things can get. Because then they can be charged with harboring a fugitive, aiding and abetting a criminal. Like, it can get ugly, not just for the person running from the law, but for everybody who helped them. because they go after everybody because they want to discourage anybody and everybody from helping a criminal get away. So you love your baby daddy. Well, they can't do that to you if you're married. That's one of the perks of marriage. They cannot get on you for helping your spouse to get away, or they can't ask you not to protect your spouse. They can't ask you to do it. Like, nope, I have every right to protect my spouse. But yeah, your mama and your daddy and your brothers and your sisters and your aunties and your uncles and your cousins and your friends and they are all fair game for the law. Oh, you drove them to the bus station? You getting arrested. And you gonna do time too. Especially if the charge is the suspicion of murder. Anybody who helped you, anybody who accepted your phone calls, they going after any and everybody. Yo, man, good looking out, y'all, for them likes. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we are talking about when you had to go on the run from somebody, when you had to literally run from somebody. I gotta get away. I got to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Shoot, there have been, man, talking about the criminal law. Yeah, but hold on, let me finish this. Making things better or worse for you. We now may see that when it comes to the law and the criminal justice system, running from the law probably gets you in more trouble than you probably would have gotten into. Now, that's not always 100% true, because plenty of times fugitives have gone on the run and they've finally been caught, and they've had certain charges dropped because the law is going after the most serious charges. They're going after the most serious charges, so the fact that you ran 3 lights and almost caused 4 accidents running from the cops when you took off instead of pulling over, yeah, they could charge you for all of that. But they're more interested in the reason that you ran in the first place, which is probably the warrant that was out for your arrest or the suspicion of the crime that you committed in the first place. So they'll drop certain charges. And when you go to court, okay, let me put it this way. The law has you, or the police have you believing that if you turn yourself in, then the courts will be more lenient towards you. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that that's true? Is it true? And listen, I'm talking to all of y'all, because I'm sure that there's some, well, don't do the crime if you can't do the time people. I get it. I'm not one of those people. I know that, shit happens. I wish that shit didn't happen, but sometimes shit happens. What up, Bat Wayne? Thanks for coming through. Shit happens. So, but they tell you that if you turn yourself in, if you plead guilty, then you can throw yourself on the mercy of the court, and they may not impose penalties and sentences and incarceration as bad as if you had took off and ran. I don't have any proof of that. Now, if y'all have any proof of that, let me know. But from what I know, whether you turn yourself in or whether you hide out for years, you only committed the crime that you committed. And they can't prosecute you for anything except for the things that you've done or the things that they have proof of that you've done. So I don't know if all that turning yourself in, admitting guilt, showing remorse, because if you have to rely on human nature, human sensitivities and sympathies in order to give you leniency for a crime that you have committed, I don't know if going on a run is such a bad idea. There have been people who have successfully gone on a run until they were no longer successful in going on a run. One person that comes to my mind, and if anybody knows the history of Philadelphia criminal justice, Ira Einhorn. There was a political activist in the city of Philadelphia in the 1970s named Ira Einhorn. He was very active in political justice, social justice in the city of Philadelphia. Anti-police, anti-government, that type of person. And a lot of people really liked him and followed him and believed in his causes. Well, he was suspected of murdering his girlfriend. Simple as that. He was suspected of murdering his girlfriend, and once the suspicion that he had done it had come out, he fled. He ran and went to France. And for a long time, France had a no extradition clause going on. So the American authorities could not go to France and get him. And for a couple of decades, he was free. Went and started another life in France. I guess he learned the language. Had a wife or a girlfriend or something like that. But yeah, he went on a run. And he was on a run for a good while. Made it out of the country. Made it out of the country. My Russian peeps, thanks for coming through. Woo, 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 woo. Ansel Jones says it's more expensive to go on a run. Yeah, it definitely can be. If you're going to go on a run, you need cash. Because they're going to freeze all of your accounts. So any check card, credit cards, and all that kind of stuff, they're going to freeze that. Plus, that leaves a money trail. If you want to go on the run, you need cash. Cash money. You need to pay everything in cash. Because once they see, like, oh, he's over in Arizona because he swiped his card there. Oh, now he's in Nevada because he swiped his cards there. It looks like he's moving west. Now he's in California. Now he's in Oregon. Now he's up in Washington. So, yeah, it can get ugly. If you're going to go on a run, you need cash money. Moolah, paper and change. Paper and metal. If you're going to go on a run. So, yeah, but people have been fugitives from justice for years and years. Remember the show America's Most Wanted. They dealt with criminals that had not been caught for however amount of time. But a lot of people were profiled on America's Most Wanted. Not all of them got caught. Not all of them got caught. Plenty of them. And I think on America's Most Wanted, all of the suspects were all of the people, or all of the suspects profiled on the show had murdered somebody, right? Just about all of them. So they didn't catch all of them. You on America's Most Wanted, they put your picture up there. They caught a lot of people. A lot of people watched the show, and if they saw the person that was profiled on the show, they reported it. But they didn't catch everybody. They didn't catch everybody. So it's a decision that you have to make. But if you're on a run, you gotta have cash. You need cash. It's bad enough they're gonna have cameras everywhere they go. And don't get me wrong, I'm not encouraging anybody to go on a run. Albert Grossman says, "Where did you get that hoodie?" It's funny because my people asked about this hoodie earlier in the show. I got this hoodie from Foot Locker last year. It was $19. This is a $19 hoodie. This thing quality. This is quality material, yo. Quality. But yeah. My man Southside Doug asked about it. I don't know if they have them this year, but they definitely had them last year. Definitely had them last 19 Mother's Day weekend. I bought this hoodie. $19, not 20, not $19.99, $19 right off the rack, and it wasn't the only one that was left. Ansel Jones says the reason I said that everyone and their brother have phoned. Yeah. Yeah. So they'll get they gonna get all your people. Yeah, and you're right. Everybody has phones now. When America's Most Wanted first came out, everybody didn't have cell phones. Hardly anybody had any. Hardly anybody had one. We talking about that show came out in the 80s. Let me see. What year did hold on, y'all. With my man John Walsh. John Walsh. Let me see. What year did America's Most Wanted come on TV?
1988. According to National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, AMW originally premiered in February 1988 with John Walsh as host and had a successful 24-season run, assisting in the capture of more than 1,190 criminals. The loyal AMW audience was integral to the show's success, and it was one of the longest-run programs on Fox when the show was canceled in 2011.
1988. It's funny because I thought it came out earlier than that. I thought America's Most Wanted came out like around 86, maybe even 85, but it came out in 88, from 88 to 2011. So it ran longer than Married with Children, I think. How long did the show America...
According to National Center...
How long did Married with Children run on TV?
11 seasons.
According
11 to
years?
Entertainment Weekly, with children then and now, it's been over 2 decades since we said goodbye to the Bundys, the dysfunctional family at the center of Married with Children. The Fox sitcom ran for 11 seasons and over 250 episodes, airing its finale on June 9, 1997.
You wouldn't have been able to tell me that Married with Children only came on for 11 years. I thought it came on way longer than that. I didn't know. Well. The things you learn. But yeah. Going on a run from somebody. So does it help the situation? It may delay, any just desserts that you have coming down the pike, but I don't know if it helps in the long run. Now, on a personal level, if you run from somebody, will they chase after you? Will they try to catch you later on? It probably depends on how bad they want to get in touch with you, how bad they want to get with you, get at you. But let's talk about it. Does running from somebody cure anything? Does it help the situation? Does it fix anything? I ran, I got away. Shoot. In the movies, when they run from a killer, you know, look at all the people who ran from Jason. Jason and Michael Myers. They still got caught. You know, Jason and Michael Myers never ran after nobody. They just walked. Their steps must have been, they must have been taking like elephant steps. Because nobody got away. They limps. Yeah, Jason always walked with a limp. Does running from somebody help your situation? If you get away, have you gotten away? If you get away, have you gotten away? All the way away. Have you fixed your situation? Only time will tell. That's with a lot of things. Only time will tell if you really, really fix the situation by running away. But the times you had to run from somebody. Shout out to all of my peoples who ran away from home just to go to their grandmother house. I ran away from mama house. I went to granny house. I went to nana house. I went to my mom house. I went to big mama house. I went to grandma house. I went to grandma's house. I went to G mom house. I went to people who ran to their grandparents' house normally were successful in running away. Bust that. People who ran to their grandmother's house from their parents' house normally were successful. Ain't nobody gonna protect you like grandmama. Don't you put your hands on that baby. Don't you put your hands on that baby. Leave that baby alone. Is you crazy? Don't you put your hands on that baby. That baby can't come over here. Got an extra room. Ain't nobody gonna come see him soon. We'll get things worked out. They can go to school around the corner. Yo, do what you want, but you can't come around. Get your grand. That's my kid just like yours. Yo, what you did was wrong. Don't put your hands on my G baby. Yo, you must be. So shout out to all of y'all. Now, on the darker side of things, there have been children who, regardless of the age, have had such a negative situation going on at their homes where they have had to go on a run. And they ran away from home. All the way from home. Wow. Okay. Albert Grossman says, I had to run away from my father when he found out I'm a feminine boy. So you saying that you're gay? So because you were gay, your dad, like, what was he going to do? I mean, like, even if you don't agree with the lifestyle, which I think is okay to disagree with the lifestyle, but if your child is gay, like, what are you going to beat it out of him? You going to exorcise it out of him? You know, like, take him to church and try to perform an exorcism? What are you going to do? Take him to, you know, people used to try to, if a child was expressing that they were homosexual back in the day, people would try to take them to therapy. Like, you must be losing your mind if you're gay. Like, okay, Albert Grossman says, He already kicked me out like 2 months ago. So are you saying that he kicked you out because you were gay? I mean, because we hear about this type of shit, but when it actually hits home, you like. Now, don't get me wrong. I could understand if, even if you were straight, like if you were doing things under his roof that he didn't approve of. Let's say, like if you were a straight man and you brought your girlfriend over and tried to let us, got caught having sex in his house. A lot of parents ain't going for that, male or female, gay or straight. So if you violated his rules, I can understand to a certain degree. I know it's not the route that I would take, but I understand that, he may have felt like he had to do something. But just for being gay, like, I thought you were supposed to love your kids. So if you were trying to carry on relations and he felt some kind of way about that, I could understand it more. I don't know. I mean, for all of the things that I agree and disagree with, you can't stop somebody for being who they are, who they really are, and you can't be mad at them for feeling how they really feel. Because we all have feelings that are unidentifiable or unrelatable to other people. But you know what? When my dad was alive, may he rest in peace, my late great daddy, when he was alive, he said the older you get, the more conservative you become in your stance. And I was like, in a way, at the time, it made sense to me. But I wasn't sure if it was true, depending on what you consider a conservative to be. Once I started understanding what the Conservative Party or the Republican Party does and how they feel, I was like, I don't know if that's true. You start becoming more conservative in your stance. And he was a registered Republican. And I was like, I think honestly, the older I get, I'm becoming more liberal because I'm becoming more understanding of people's struggles. Not that I'm willing to help everybody or that I care about everybody, but I understand. Like I get it. Like listen, dog, I can't fuck with you like that. But I get it, and I wish you all the best. You know what I'm saying? So, but let me ask y'all. I know this is a little bit off topic, but let me ask y'all. Do you think that because a lot of people who listen to this show are, middle-aged cats, people pretty much 30 and up. That's pretty much the demographic for this show. Do you think that from the people you know and even yourself, do you think as you get older, you start becoming more liberal or more conservative in your thinking, in your actions, in the way that you feel, and your acceptance of things? Have they become more liberal or have they become more conservative? I'm the type of man that, like, I consider myself to know what I know and feel how I feel. And I don't make a whole lot of apologies for the way that I think or feel. The things that I do, I have to make apologies for that because I be fucking up sometimes. But as strong as I've been for or against certain things, life has shown me that it ain't about me all the time. There's a world out there. I can protect the world that I live in. And I can secularize and compartmentalize the world that I live in. But I can't stop anyone else from growing. I can't stop you from learning, knowing, or growing. And guess what? I can't stop myself from learning, knowing, or growing either. So I can't. Okay. If I hate snakes, but I have to deal with snakes every day, and I start to watch snake behavior, after a while, I'm probably not going to hate snakes as much as I used to hate snakes. Like before, I probably hated snakes because I was afraid of snakes. Now that I've had to watch snakes, be around snakes, deal with snakes, it might be like, you know what? Some snakes are okay. And some snakes are terrible. But all snakes are snakes. So you can't hate a snake for being a snake. I'm not sure if that made any sense to y'all. But hey. But I want to hear from y'all. Do you think that as you're learning, knowing, and growing, are you becoming more liberal or more conservative in the way that you think? Let me know. Let me know. Care Bear says it varies. And she also says, I used to be very conservative in my thinking. Interesting. Albert Grossman says, my father is the worst person I ever met. Even worse than my high school bullies. Wow. Damn. Okay. Well, I'm glad you got away. And I hope that you escaping that situation solved the problem. Because that's what I'm interested in finding out. Does it solve the problem? Does it help? Does it solve the problem? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. We are winding down. Yes, we are getting close now to the. We are doing our thing. We are kings and queens. We make sure that every time I sing and go to a place where I've never been, I'ma sing to y'all once and sing it again. We're gonna have me some fun. We're gonna do some entertainment. We're gonna learn. We're gonna do this thing. Ain't no straining. I am here to make sure we make it clear that we gotta keep on thinking. We ain't stinking. I know that as we go, we gonna flow and learn the things we need to know, and not at the same time my rhymes flow. I know how the shit I say go. And I know when you're listening to me, and when you're not, I ain't mad, I ain't hot. I just know that as the time goes on, and we gonna come to an agreement on that day when it comes. Not sooner than that. We don't have to argue or even go to bat, advocate for my friends and my peoples alike. But we gonna get this thing together for real, no psych. Ansel Jones says, I'm more understanding of people's feelings. So that probably means you're becoming more liberal in your approach. But that kind of makes me wonder, are we saying that in order to be conservative, can you be conservative and be understanding? Because it seems like conservatism doesn't lean one way or another. It doesn't allow for anything new or different or anything that evolves to kick in. Like it seems, and please correct me if I'm wrong. All my conservative people within the sound of my voice, let me know. Does conservatism seem to want to keep everything the same as it was before? Because that's how it seems to me. It doesn't allow adjustments. It doesn't allow change. It doesn't permit evolution. So can you be conservative and still be understanding? Or are you like, yo, I get it. I see what you're saying. But nope, it's staying this way. This is the way God intended it to be. This is the way God wants it to be. Yo, my Russian peoples, man, I wish I could understand what you're saying. Oh, Ansel Jones says, learning more about PTSD helps me learn more. I understand that. I understand that a lot. And good looking out, Care Bear. Good looking out, Care Bear. I said good looking out, Care. Good looking out, Care. Good looking out, Care Bear. Thanks for looking out, Super Sticker. That's it. I said good looking out on the Super Sticker. I said go. Yo, y'all making this the most lucrative month I've ever had in my life. And listen, don't be discouraged from putting up a super chat or a super sticker. Don't. You know, you ain't gotta be scared. You ain't gotta be scared. You don't have to, be hesitant. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I appreciate it mucho. Cowbell. Super sticker cowbell. Super sticker cowbell. Super sticker cowbell. Oh, super sticker cowbell. Super sticker. Super sticker cowbell. Yeah. Super sticker, baby. Yeah. Thanks for the $5. The Lord sent me a super sticker for $5. It came through Care Bear. Thanks for the share. Yo, anybody out there, you can put your money where your mouth is in the kids. I appreciate everything you do, even if the only thing you're doing is listening to. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you came through the show, and you're thorough to me and everybody around, and I'm glad that you came through and that you're down. Make sure y'all subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Share. Subscribe to the channel. Can we go viral one day? Can we? First things first, right? First things first. Ansel Jones says. Kevin says, hey, that's what I was waiting for. Super sticker, yeah. Super sticker, super sticker, super sticker, yeah, the super sticker, yeah, super sticker. My day is made. I don't know what y'all talking about. Ansel Jones says, I'm old enough to remember when it was just LGBT. Yo, you ain't never the fucking lied, man. They be trying to sneak extra letters up in that bitch. I'm like, come on, man. Ansel Jones says, is more labels given now available. Yeah, Karen says, yo. By the way, I identify as a cowbell. A ding, a ding, a ding, a ding, a ding, a ding. Blah, blah, blah. identify as a cowbell. That's some of the flyest shit I have never heard. I identify as a cowbell. Please refer to me as such. I use the cowbell bathroom. Fuck you talking about? You ain't got no cowbell bathroom? Y'all violating my civil liberties. All right. As we wind on down, let's do these birthday shout outs. We about to do these birthday shout outs, and then we gonna get on up out of here. We gonna get on up out of here. I gotta run. Get on out of here. I gotta run. Get on out of here. I gotta run. Get on out of here. Okay, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious April 7th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Thama, Joseph Thama, happy birthday to you. And Candy Rose, turning 50 years old today. And Tammy N.N.I.J., turning 45 years old today. And my man going all the way back to the 1991, my man Dave Scotty Bentham, my brother. Happy birthday to you. And while stand up. And last but not least, go get her. My girl, go get her. Sarah Baylor. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious April 7th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, to rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, yo. Going on a run. If you got to go on a run, make sure that you're going on a run for a good purpose. You're going to have to ask yourself at some point whether going on a run or running from somebody is going to solve the problem. Because you were running from the problem, whether the problem was danger, whether the problem was responsibility, whether the problem was mosquitoes. You know, like my dad said, a good run is better than a bad stand any day. But you're gonna have some things planned out. Now, if you have to run to get out of danger that was unforeseen, that's one thing. But if you already know that you gotta go because things are not working out for you, then I suggest you plan your route accordingly. Make sure that you get yourself together. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night. 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 With the Daily Go Getter show. That's gonna happen tomorrow night. I'll be here with y'all. I'm ready. I'll be here when tomorrow. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Have a great day. No exceptions. Be safe. Try not to have to run from anybody. And please don't have to chase anyone. So Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. 1, 2. On the other side, my boobers. 3, 4. Yeah, that's for sure, my peoples. All right, y'all. How